Yeah, let's go. All right, okay. All right, okay.
Wagwan YouTube, Aiden is here with my buddy Tony. Tony, thank you for coming out, man.
Yeah, no problem, man. Anytime.
He brought out his MK4 Supra. It's the first time I've ever been up close and personal to a right-hand drive Supra.
Okay.
Just tell me a little bit about this.
Yeah, so the way we got started on this is, I mean, it's been like a long time dream for me, you know, to get one of these cars.
Yeah.
You know, it's, you know, funny story ever since, you know, like 2001 and Fast and Furious came out, you know. One of those things, you know, that's like I've always wanted, you know what I mean?
I agree.
Always wanted one, you know, just stuck in my head ever since I was a young kid, you know, and you know, ever since then, you know, you save up a little bit of money and you're like, one day I'm gonna have my dream car, you know. I even had like somebody in Japan, you know, that was particularly looking for a car. I had all the specs and I told him this is what I want, this is the color that I want, and so on and so forth. And you know, one day, you know, I got a video of a car and he's like, I found the one for you.
Oh, nice.
And my heart dropped that day. I was having dinner with my parents and the video came through and I was like, there's no way.
The love of my life is
yes,
here.
yes. It's really clean. You know, it is. It's got just over 60,000 miles on it, or right around like 100,000 kilometers. So you know, the car is on lowering springs. That's pretty much you know, one of the bigger modifications, and then also it has an authentic HKS catback exhaust. You know.
Okay.
Other than that, the car is pretty much stock. There is nothing done
And
to it.
I feel like, honestly, if you're gonna buy a car like this, it's best for it to be stock, and then you can modify it the way you want.
Right, exactly.
You know,
That's, yeah.
A lot of times you're gonna get something, and if there's a lot of crap done to it, you don't even know if the work was done right.
Correct, yeah.
You start trying to do wide open throttle or floor the car, something bursts, and then you gotta figure out what the heck happened. So
Right.
I think this is the best way to go. And to your point, Fast and Furious came out, and yeah, I was all about, you know, crazy body kits, the neon lights underneath,
Right.
and you know, these ridiculous paintings on the car. I think now my taste has matured a bit. I still love the Supra, but I wouldn't do those designs.
Right.
That I saw.
No. I wouldn't do that either.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a vehicle that's stuck. You know
Right,
what I mean,
right.
in my head. You know what I mean. So yeah, it's good memories. Good memories.
Yeah. It's on lowering springs, so if you take a look here, this is the gap. It's about, you know, 2 fingers. It's pretty low.
Yeah, you can see it in the back. I think easier. The back.
Oh yeah, take a look at this over here. Perfect. Great. It's the 2JZ GTE. So this is the one you want to get if you're gonna ever get a Supra, right?
Right. That is correct. That is correct.
And it's twin turbo. How much power do these make?
The
From the
Japanese models make 280 horsepower from the factory.
Okay.
They make a little bit less than the American models. You know, reason being is they have actually a little bit smaller turbos that are like ceramic turbos. Versus versus the American ones came with like steel blades, you know, and they made a little bit more power out of the factory, you know. So this is actually a little bit less power from the American model.
Yeah.
There is many records, you know, like online with like a stock block that, you know, people have crossed over 1,000 horsepower, you know, on a stock block.
Look at this. Hey, look how clean that is. This is, how old is this car?
This is a 1993.
1993.
So this is a 1993 RC is what they called it in Japan.
What are your future plans for the Supra?
That's kind of a touchy subject.
Yeah. Are you gonna like just keep it stock and just do occasional cruises, or are you gonna, you know, go big and
all out? Yeah.
take it to the drag strip?
Yeah, you see the plan as of right now, especially after taking a couple of road trips with it, you know, out of state. The car is just such, you know, nice cruiser. You know, the drives very comfortably, you know, on the highway, and it's just a very comfortable overall car. And you know, at first I bought it having, you know, like big dreams. I want a single-digit car, and I mean that's my dream, and that's probably what's going to end up happening. You know, I've already accumulated quite a few parts for it, like bigger turbo and, you know, injectors and fuel system, you know, upgrades. I already have a few things planned, but I have not yet started modifying anything, just because I can appreciate a stock vehicle.
So you'd be aiming for like 1,000 plus horsepower with this?
Maybe not 1,000 plus. As of right now, I'm aiming for about 800-900 horsepower. That's my goal. You know, ever since I was young, my goal was to have a single-digit, you know, car. You know, I wanted to have, you know, a fast horsepower car. You know, but at the end of the day, you know, it's, you know, everybody has the right to do what they want with their own car. You know.
All right. So this is going to be my first time sitting in the Supra. We're gonna go for a ride with Tony, and we're gonna see how it is. Pretty low. Check it out. Oh my God! This is sweet. This is sweet. I like it. I like it. Let's go for this drive, yeah?
Let's do it. I don't know if you felt that transition, you know. I
just felt I didn't feel like the power cut off. I just felt like just pure power.
It's a very linear power band, you know, very linear power band.
Yeah, but you said like the power kicks in like at the 1800 RPM, right?
Yes, 1800 RPM. I start to see boost from the smaller turbo, and then, like I said, you can feel the transition at 4,000. But it's a very smooth power band, as you can, you know, as you felt it. You know, this car is just very predictable. You know, even when the rear end does step out, it's very, like, it behaves. You know, like, I know when it's gonna step up, and I know exactly like how to, you know, counter steer and stuff like that.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah, we'll do a fourth gear. So you feel it right there?
Yeah, I did feel it this time. Yeah.
So you can really feel the transition, you know, between the big turbo and the small turbo, you know.
Yeah. I want a Supra now.
Yeah, I don't blame you. You can really, once you roll down the windows, you can really hear those, you know, the turbos.
No, I hear the turbos spooling.
Yeah, I don't know if the camera will pick that up, but it's a very, you can definitely hear them, you know. You know, just car for, you know, take on trips and stuff like that.
Oh, you think?
The RPMs are low, you know, and it just, like, it's very, like, economical. I know this is not a reason why you would get a car like that, you know, but, you know, it's, you know, it gets great fuel economy on the highway. You know? Yeah, you don't get drawn, and the exhaust is very quiet. I mean, like, you can barely even hear it in this car, you know.
Yep.
So it's definitely a car that I can take on a, you know, 5-6 hour cruise, you know, and without even worrying about it. Yeah, I still have a hard time, like, believing that that I got one. You know, I'm not gonna lie. It's you know, that day when it arrived, I was, you know, going pretty crazy. I give a lot of props to my girlfriend for putting up with me, because the day when it arrived, I mean, I was literally I was losing it, you know.
Oh, I would too.
You know, yeah, it was a lot of sleepless nights, you know, waiting for it to get transported up here, you know. You know, it was just a long wait. It seemed like an eternity, you know what I mean, waiting for it to arrive.
Now, how much was it for this machine?
This machine costed right around $55,000.
Okay.
You know, you feel like I got a good deal on it, you know.
Yeah, for something this unmolested, I think 55 is a good deal.
Right. Yeah, it had the miles were right. It had the right powertrain. You know, it has the V11 160 gearbox, you know, which is a 6-speed transmission that everybody goes crazy over. You know, it's a gearbox that handles insane amount of power, you know, in stock, you know, condition. You know, these gearboxes, you know, they're like currently, you know, you can't get them, or I mean, like you can get them for around like $10,000 for the gearbox itself.
10,000.
Yes, they're very expensive, and I'm not even 100% sure if they still make them new. You know, last one I saw on forums, they very rarely pop up. You know, there was a used unit that I saw for about $8,000.
Just went for the ride in the Supra. I must say it was a great experience. That was my first time sitting in a Supra. That was my first time driving in a Supra and experiencing the fun that comes with it. Like my smile was just ear to ear, you know, with this thing going. Tony, thank you for the experience, man.
You're welcome, man.
I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you for allowing me to film this car and to sit in this car and enjoy right now. I really appreciate it.
Not a problem. Anytime, man.
Yeah, thanks. YouTube, we out. You don't get that drowning.
Right.
Or droning?
Yeah,
Yes, droning,
yeah.
not drowning.